Hello there, Glitch here. I'm back for another mob battle, and this time I'm also going to be using the giants from Nevermine again, but I'm going to have it go against go against the Wither. So this is going to be an interesting one, because there's something I'm going to kind of allude to I've done before, but at the same time, it's always good to find a new one. So, let's kind of see how this goes here, because we have several giants, and we have the Wither. But as you saw last time, they can actually be pretty good fighters, because some of them can take on a Warden. So let's go with the Wither this round. Hello, Wither. I don't think this giant has enough reach. Well, it's trying. It's chilling the Wither. The Wither doesn't seem much affected by the ice. That one just gets completely wailed on. Now, sand, we saw what it could do before, and it might be one of the new major ties king, so that could be something. But it doesn't seem to have as much reach as it looks. Wait, there it goes. It starts finally flinging things. You can do that again. Nope, not in time apparently. That happened quickly. Leafy. Remember, this one has some summons to it, and it'll shield itself during that time. There we go. Speaking of which, it will bombard the area, and because of that it will swipe them out, even if it's not immediately targeting them. So the thing about the Wither's attack is because it's explosive, it certainly counts as an area attack. That helps it clear out minions. So never underestimate the Wither. It's still a big deal. Okay, locked back on target. This one shielded again pretty quickly though. It's like nope. I'm not getting myself knocked out this time. But it also still doesn't seem to have much ability to strike back, unfortunately. Which means that's not really much of a fight either, but we know the later ones have a bit more oomph to them. So, wood. Does it really just come down to the stone giant? I think it just comes down to the stone giant. So these giants, other than stone, just don't work against the Wither. It's just so terribly one-sided. Don't even damage the Wither at all. Although at least the ice one tried. it tried targeting it with an icy move. It just did not actually deal any damage. So that one got knocked out pretty much about as one-sided as the rest of them so far. But stone, oh, that one's very, very different. You're starting to lose your bark there. I know these are, I'm not really considering as valid as some other fights, but hey, can't just be the stone giant versus the Wither, can it? Had to show the other giants and just how much they just get completely wailed on. In fact, I think it'd be less one-sided if I threw a Ravager at them. Give me something to do later. Throw Ravager at them. But stone giant, it's got reach. And slams. And a lot of oddly healing silverfish. So it's gonna be a bit more damaging with the Wither, and seeing how it actually is more than keeping up with the Wither's regeneration, you can see how it will eventually get down, and when the Wither gets down, things happen. It can't really ascend anymore under its own power once it goes below half health. Or at least as long as it's still got its special shield up. This guy is just going, okay, I'm just gonna hammer punch you with one hand this time. Where's that more of a sledge punch in my case? Okay. Just pounding away at the Wither. Getting pretty close. About to have it go down and everything starts exploding after that. Almost. This thing's own healing is definitely keeping the Wither from smacking it down as quickly as it did the others. Okay, now it's getting low. So start wiping out some of the, start wiping out some of the silverfish before they can heal it. But on the other hand, it's dealing a lot more damage quicker now. This is absolutely speeding up its attack and going for complete smackdown. It is totally wailing on the Wither. You can see that this took quite a hit, but you gotta absorb that last silverfish. It takes a pretty good number of hits, even with a decent weapon, to take this guy out. As you can see that it's very, very bulky. This is a very tanky elite here. I'm not even sure if you can really take it down very easily with this sword, with this, just it not being enchanted or anything. And this is a pretty good sword. And also, if I keep them away from it, they don't heal it as much. It has to absorb them on contact. So the more it moves around, the less it's going to actually be able to do anything. This thing's dealing, or at least it's supposed to be dealing, a little bit of proportional damage. Not much, but a little bit. You can tell this thing has a ton of health. Even doing rapid crits doesn't really help out as much, but there's other strategies. Oh yeah. This thing also deals area damage. It's a special ability. It goes beyond just the sweep. So, let's show what this thing can do. Be able to get this thing's army out of the way. Now, it's a bit slower of a weapon, but it hits a bit harder, so it's like, so you can see this thing's so tanky that even with what should be like some of the mod's own good weapons, it is tough. Like, this thing is very tough. It is a very tanky enemy. I eventually took it down with that, but it took a while. Grateful for the area attack part of this, because silverfish, as usual, are very tiny hitbox. Even when you think you're hitting them, you might not. Sometimes projectiles are easier to hit them with than melee. Kind of odd to think that it's harder to hit them with a sword than it is with a bow and arrow. So that's another aspect of this battle you'd have to think about. Now, the thing is, they're going to be attracted to the stone giant until all of either the stone giant is gone or something otherwise happens. So they kind of go right for it. So they won't be targeting you as much. But on the other hand, that'll mean it'll be even harder to hit them and get them out of the way. So you can imagine how incredibly annoying that thing would be to fight. I mean, a wither just got ended by it. That kind of says something there. But that also brings up my point. We found another loop. Because a warden can defeat the stone giant, but a wither can also defeat the warden, and the stone giant can defeat the wither. So we got ourselves a bit of a loop there, and it's about finally time for me to reveal why I consider that such a big thing, because pretty soon I'm going to be doing a special episode where I do kind of a bit of behind-the-scenes rules of how I think of mob battles. And it's going to be kind of a special thing I'm going to do to celebrate how many mob battles I've done over time. And that I think is going to be just kind of a cool thing to do. And also, it would help people know kind of how I work things out in my head and think about mob battles in general and how I kind of, in a way, power scale them. And isn't that going to kind of be an interesting thing to kind of get a good insight into? Meanwhile, I will be heading off, but that is a big thing to think about for the future because a big moment's coming when I'm going to be passing 200, 210 or so that I was really going for as a goal. And I still have way, way, way more to come, so I know I will be having plenty for quite some time. For now, however, I'll be signing off. Hope to hear from you all later. And remember, there will be more mob battles.